Hello fellow Volkswagen fans, you're here today because you're curious about the Invidia Q300 Catback exhaust for the MK7 Golf R. That's what I have. When I was looking at it and trying to decide on what I wanted myself, I had trouble finding reviews and videos that were specific to that combination with an OEM OEM downpipe, right? We both know when you put an aftermarket downpipe on the car, it's going to sound a lot different. So I want to make this video to give you an idea of what it sounds like. So you're going to find a lot of sound clips toward the end of this video, or after my yak finishes. I want to talk a little bit first about why I bought this exhaust, what I was looking for out of it. Two primary factors for me. One was price, the second was sound. So for price, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to spend $1,200 or $2,000 on a Catback exhaust. I know it's worth it to some of you guys. It's not to me. I can't stomach that. So I put this in my Amazon cart, December 2018. The price started dropping. Yeah, and then when it hit $500, I just had to buy it. $500 even. I don't know if you'll find it again for that, but for me, that was a good enough price to give it a chance. Second thing, sound. I wanted to be careful. I didn't want an exhaust that droned. I had a MagnaFlow Catback on my Mark 6 GTI, and I had a long commute, and man, it droned. I had that exhaust on that car for years, and for years, I thought about taking it off the car because it had a drone to it. So I wanted one that didn't drone, so it wouldn't be too loud, but I wanted some more oomph out of the Golf R. That's what we're all here looking for, right? That's why we're looking at exhaust. I know it's not gonna make it sound like a Challenger RT, oh well. So those are my two qualities. Like I said, for the price, I got that right where I wanted, $500. I don't think you can beat that really. The second thing for the sound, I think I came out really well. The car, let's talk about three different areas. One is just idling and moving around parking lots. It has a deeper, throatier sound than I was expecting out of it. Not earth-shattering, but enough that when my wife's driving through the neighborhood here, I can hear about half a minute before she gets to the house. I can hear that low rumble, even through my 2x6 walls and my cinder block walls. So, yeah, my neighbors may not like it. Oh well, I like it a lot. Second thing is driving around, it doesn't have a whole lot of drone. Sometimes if I've got a car full of people and I'm lugging the engine a little bit, it may be a little loud, but I've yet to have anyone complain. It's more just me worrying about it being too loud than it is actually being too loud. You'll see in the video, I've got a little bit of, lugging low speed, a little bit of low, but it doesn't have enough people in it to really tell. I will say this iPhone X here, it kind of exaggerates the low end a little bit. The third part of the sound is at wide open throttle. If you've had an exhaust on a turbo car that's pushing a lot of air out, it's just a real whoosh sound to it, right? A real angry roar. You will find that in this. The one thing I will say about my car again, so it's got the OEM OEM downpipe on it. It is a stage 1, so it is pushing more air than stock, but all the other hardware is stock. So the Catback is the main thing you hear. And the last thing I'll add about that is I turned the sound actor down to 30%. Honestly, I had the sound actor at I think it was 80% when I got the car, when I checked it. And it really kind of overpowered the sound of the muffler. You couldn't really hear it so well. So I turned that down to 30% and I can enjoy the sound of the exhaust now, the real car sound instead of the fake sound from the sound actor. Overall, so summary here, I like it. I'm glad I bought it. I don't regret it, which is what I was afraid would happen. I would end up regretting it because it drawn too much. I love the sound of it. Sometimes I wish it was a little louder, but honestly, it's probably a good balance because if it was louder, then I'd probably end up with drone and then I'd hate it and I don't want to go down that road. So stay tuned here. I've got several different scenarios, different video clips put together here. I try not to talk too much, but I did yak a bit about what it is on video and how it sounds in those different scenarios. Overall, I'd say this is the perfect exhaust for me. It's perfect if you want something that's not going to be so loud that everyone in the family hates riding in your car. You want something that's subtle. You want something that doesn't sound like a tractor, but it's going to roar when you get on it. I think this is a pretty good exhaust. Have fun. Hold start. Warm start. Another warm start. I find the lower camera position exaggerates the sound. Here we go, let's lug it. This is a little low end rumble. It is definitely not annoying or droning. My wife would let me know if it was. Sitting at idle. In regular drive mode versus sport, drive has a lower rumble to it. Don't know if you can hear it. But sitting behind my wife in traffic in the yard, I can definitely hear it. Partial throttle, window open. Just some normal driving, windows closed. I think the recorder exaggerates the low end. Please note, I do have the sound actor turned down to 30% so I can hear the muffler better at wide open throttle. Next up is wide open throttle from inside the car, windows closed, and this is exactly what it sounds like. Partial throttle outside. Wide open throttle outside. Launch control. Okay, I'll be honest, I have not cleaned this exhaust in a while. It has been on here a year. But you get an idea of what it's going to look like after it's been installed and daily driven. Now, that's not rust spots there. There's a grime, I've wiped it off. But here are the joints. I like the way these are put together. They come with the bolts, they come with the gaskets. You leave these a little loose when you put it on, and you can adjust it so it fits in well. Whatever diffuser, whether it's OEM or what have you that you've got on there. Another joint here. And I don't know if there's a slip joint. Everyone's seen one of those. I'm not gonna cover that. But this is what the exhaust looks like. Like I said, it's been on just over a year. I'm in Phoenix, so it's not really raining a lot. But I daily drive it. So it's been wet. It's been through car washes. It's a little dirty, but it shines up just fine. And like I said, it was easy to put together, easy to get aligned. I really like it, I can't complain. For the price, it's great. So there you go. I have an idea of what it looks like on the car. Have fun, you guys.